Hello and welcome back to Zeitgeist a la Kami. Last time we managed to complete a bit of research. I can't even remember what research we did, but we're working on tube televisions, and in saying that, we're about to be done with tube televisions, which is great. The rec room has been completed. We are basically, we're moving along. We beat some boomalopes down here. There hasn't been any serious threats to our colony for quite a while, which almost certainly means that there will be serious threats to our colony pretty soon. It has to be said, such a thing is inevitable in the end. I mean, in the very least, we have a pretty nice colony here. Outside of Brody, who is a cultist and artistic and, like, super crafty. I don't know if we appreciate any of those qualities, actually. He sounds terrible. Oh, nice. Tube televisions. All done. What should we get next? We got tube televisions. Should we get some carpets or some gun turrets? Now, I've actually used the automated guns before. They're not that great, really. I think there's like a level up of the automated guns, which is actually useful, but these basic ones aren't, so it's not something we really need to work towards. But potentially, what should we get? Are we low on components? We're not. Okay. That's always a good note because components are pretty hard to come by, and there are some researches we can do to get new components. But we're going to start carpet making because we're going to turn our colony into a swish, like, hippie bachelor pad with, like, plush carpets just everywhere, shag pile, all across the board. It's going to be beautiful and at the same time kind of disgusting because those shag pile carpets are going to get filled with lots of disgusting stuff. And we don't have vacuum cleaners. I don't know if you've noticed, but we're not really investing in vacuums, so it's going to be pretty hard to actually properly clean any shag pile carpets that show up in the colony, so small issues, small issues. Where are these televisions? Oh, yes. We're going to throw... oh, so it's got a whole viewing range for it. That is interesting. We could set up... should we set up one or two? I feel like we really only need to set up one if it's got such a cool viewing range. And we could potentially, reinstall these armchairs just a bit back so they're still in the viewing range, but not quite like in the front row, where it's going to be blocking everyone's sight, which is going to be the worst. Then everyone won't have an equal sight, and no one's going to like that because this is all about equality. Oh, Bachetto, you seem to have some small issues having locked yourself in a small room. I hope you are very lucky that I noticed you there, Bachetto. You should not build yourself into a log cabin, which apparently he had no... What is this? Oh, this is worse than Bachetto locking himself into a log cabin. Toxic fallout. A distant chemical fire has released a plume of poison over this entire region. Any person or creature not under a roof will be slowly sickened by the toxic dust settling out of the atmosphere. It will last for anywhere between a few days to over a month. Oh. Oh, great. Well, great. Well, given that it could last over a month, we're just gonna... We're going to expand the roofed areas so that we can actually get to our places. The few places that still don't have roof areas connecting them are now going to have nice roof areas connecting them. But for the most part, we've actually got a pretty well-roofed colony area. It was kind of by design that that was the case, so I don't think it's the end of the world for us at this point. We will, of course, have to actually get to work on building those roofs. Thank you, Bachetto. I quite appreciate that you've chosen to protect the colony in this way. Toxic fallout. That is something I did not expect to have to deal with. I will level with you. I thought, we're not creating pollution. The worst thing that could happen is, like, I don't know, some like, beaver attack or pirates and things. But apparently... the worst thing that can actually happen is toxic fallout from a colony I've never seen before. I don't know who these colonists are. They're probably capitalists disgusting capitalists trying to build tons of chemicals and be all like, ooh, we're so cool. We've got like money and we make tons of money, and our entire civilization is based around the fact that I have money and you don't. And the communists are, of course, like, well, that's pretty bourgeoisie of you. And they're like, well, we love the bourgeoisie. And, of course, you can't say much to that because, I mean, they do actually love the bourgeoisie. They just shouldn't. It's wrong. Don't love the bourgeoisie. The bourgeoisie are terrible. They exist only to oppress you people. You must rise up. Rise up against the bourgeoisie elites, my friends. I mean, there's actually technically no bourgeoisie elites to rise up against here, given that we have, we're actually communist and we don't promote bourgeoisie people. Ugh, bleh, disgusting. Guys, toxic fallout. Do not go outside, please. That is not a good idea. In the very least, the majority of the colony is going to be protected from this toxic fallout, which has made the world look significantly more green than it was before. I'm going to level with you. I really liked the natural, not green tint of the world that previously existed, but I mean, I guess we don't get to choose. We don't get to choose what kind of tint our world lives in. It just has to be whatever tint the toxic fallout dictates. In the very least, no one's going to freeze to death. No one's going to die of toxic fallout because we got so many roofs. Roofs that originally were supposed to protect from rain, but apparently toxic fallout is more important than rain. I wasn't aware. I was not aware of this thing. Nobody told me that, but apparently that's the thing. We're going to set up a new stockpile zone here. That was why we're building this little expansion. And we're going to just copy the settings, paste them onto there, and we should have just an expanded stockpile zone, which is perfect. Well, I say perfect, but in thinking about it, that's going to make some people, yeah, like Bushetto, go all the way out there and get, like, steel and bring it over here. And in the meantime, they're going to be suffering from terrible poison air stuff. Bushetto, are you okay? How do you feel about, yeah, you're getting some toxic buildup. That's not a good thing, Bushetto. Oh, apparently it's not actually that bad. Oh, yeah. They, like, immediately lose the toxic buildup upon coming under the, roofs. I guess there's just not actually enough time to get a large quantity of buildup that could, like, sustain itself once you get out of the actual poison. So long as we don't send people on, like, long missions to, like, I don't know, Spain or Portugal, of which I don't think we'll ever send a mission to either of them, because I'm not 100% certain that either Spain or Portugal actually exists in this world. Oh, check it out. They're looking at the tube television. That's great. Oh, okay. What we can actually do is reinstall these couches like one step backwards, and we can set up like 2 rows of viewing for the actual thing. Oh, cargo pods of corn. I accept corn. Thank you very much. Oh, that's perfect. Guys, just make sure you, like, really thoroughly wash that corn before you eat it. It's been out in toxic fallout, guys. I can see someone like Brody, of course, being... Bushetto, where are you going? Why are you wandering out there? Bushetto, that is like the worst place to be wandering right now. Is this not a roofed zone? It is a roofed zone. Bushetto, go build the roofed zone. Ugh. They want nothing to do with building this roofed zone that will protect the people who are crafting. Apparently craftsmen aren't good enough for this communist society. I see how it is. You're only about the builders and constructors. Well, you need the craftsmen to build you swords to protect your colony, people. Come on now. Oh, Lord. It's raining. Oh, toxic fallout rain. Blech. Oh, disgusting. That's the worst. Nobody wants to see toxic fallout rain. Oh, my word. Well, okay, so we're doing research on shag pile carpets. The next thing that we're going to want to look at is actually upgrading this laboratory. We can't, like, straight up upgrade it. At least not this version of it, but we should have high-tech research benches. this is going to actually allow us to do different versions of a whole new set of different things can be researched there. There we go. That's how you say that. Oh my word, that took way too much effort for me to think about how to say that. Oh, we built some roofs over our solar panels. Let's just make sure that there's no roofs over these, ever. We need to make certain that our solar panels remain completely intact. Oh. Looks like we've got friends, visitors from town at the hill, and they have something to sell. Brody, go discuss what Jesse has to sell. What do you have, my friends? They have a minigun. They have a minigun? I want a minigun. Can we have a minigun? We can't have a minigun. We don't have enough money. Let's sell off the EMP grenades, because we don't need EMP grenades or frag grenades. Those things are way too dangerous to try to use. Come on now. And we'll sell off the short bows that we made that we were supposed to sell off, but I mean, apparently they're not very useful. They are so cheap, it's ridiculous. So we'll just sell those, and I guess that's it, because, oh, we could get a nice bit of medicine in there. Yeah, that'll be okay. We'll get one single medicine. Insufficient silver to cover the transaction. But aren't they supposed to... Wait a minute. Is this not our stuff? I thought we were selling this to these guys. Is that not the case? If we send one over there and we accept, we should be able to, like, sell these guys. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, dumb. They don't have enough silver to actually purchase all of our stuff. Okay. That was the issue there. So we can't actually sell them the EMP grenades because they just don't have enough actual silver, which is unfortunate, it has to be said. I would have liked to sell them all of my stuff. You guys, when you come to trade, next time you show up, you better have enough silver to buy our stuff. If you don't, I swear, we're going to shiv you so hard, you're going to go into next week. Kind of. Not really, but you know. Yeah, close enough. We're not going to be happy, okay? That's how it's going to work. Man, I feel like we don't have enough power. This is a small thing. Is everything shaking right now? Oh, what is this? Oh, there's some... Oh, I see. Okay. So, the toxic fallout applies to not only our colonists, but basically everything in the world. So, it appears these boomalopes suffered from toxic fallout and have just exploded in the course of their toxic fallout. And apparently started a raging forest fire, which seems to be heading concerningly towards our colony, which I do not appreciate in the slightest. Oh, did you have to just give some treatment to Dreamweaver? Carcinoma? What's carcinoma? That sounds terrible. It sounds like a carcinogen or something. That's the worst. We can't have our cat getting cancer. I mean, our colony is basically founded on the concept that our cat doesn't suffer from cancer. Not really, but I mean, you know, close enough. Something along those lines, in the very least. Let's set up another solar panel just so we can get some more energy in here. Everyone seems to be really interested in not sticking under the actual roofed areas when they're not doing anything. Guys, no, you stay under the roofs. Nobody's gonna... What are you doing? Brody! Brody, this is the one air... Why do they want to hang out right here? Why is that the hangout spot? I mean, there's so many better hangout spots. It's now a rainy thunderstorm. You guys are the worst. What the heck? Can we designate a hangout spot for these guys so that they don't, like, expand allowed area, clear allowed area? I mean, there's no, like, meeting hall thing where we can have them just stick in one area. I guess we're just gonna have to make certain that they don't... What the heck? The boom rat died. Guys, fire! Ninja! Ninja! Fire! Thank you. Okay, good. Oh, my word. I thought he wasn't going to actually deal with the fire for a moment. I'm going to tell you, I would not have been happy if they didn't work to put out that fire immediately. In the very least, everything seems to be going, you know, okay, outside of the toxic fallout. Yeah, no, that's not a small thing. That's not... We can't say it's going okay. The toxic fallout is a significant issue in the end. I think it's killing our crops as well. I mean, it's not like our crops were growing much to begin with. They were basically, you know... It's the middle of winter, fall. It's the end of fall. It's about to be winter. There's really no need to try to sow all of those crops. I swear if you guys get sick from trying to sow crops that aren't even gonna grow anyway, I will not be happy in the slightest. What is this? A red fox has been tamed. Its name is what? Zenaida? Well, welcome to the colony, Zenaida. I would accept having a red fox as a pet. That's fine. Let's actually set up a nice little spot for him to sleep. Where is that under? Furniture? Yes. We'll set up an animal sleeping spot for now, just to make sure that come nighttime, Zenaida actually shows up at the colony. And in the course of showing up at the colony, hopefully doesn't die from toxic fallout. No, unfortunately, the fox does appear that it's going to die from toxic fallout. Chewie, save Zenaida. Do not let Zenaida suffer from this. No toxicity will kill even the smallest among us. I swear to goodness. We will save this fox if it's the last thing we do. Which, I guess it won't be the last thing we do. I mean, it's actually not that dangerous of a situation when you get down to it. There's some pretty extreme toxic buildup, but it doesn't appear to have, like, spread into any other form of illness, which is really what I'd be seriously concerned about when it comes to toxic buildup, is the expansion into other vicious illnesses. So let's make a nice little bed for this guy. Looks like we can make a hair leather bed for him. There we go. We'll throw it right over there. And we'll have the town animals of a cat and a red fox, which does appear as though we can train it into obedience and potentially to release it and create not just a fox, but a war fox. I would accept that. Oh, Zenaida is currently puking. That's not good, Zenaida. You should stay under the roofed area so you can get, you know, back to health. You don't want to be, like, chilling out outside of the roofed area. Nobody wants to be chilling out outside of the roofed area. That's the worst. Ninja, have you succeeded at training? Nope. Zenaida has no obedience training and is currently suffering from serious toxic buildup. Perhaps accepting a fox into the colony was not the best idea. We maybe should have tried harder. Oh, we have also run out of fuel for our fueled smithy. If only we could have an electric smithy. I mean, at the same time, if we had an electric smithy, in all likelihood, we would just, like, run out of electricity in, like, 7 seconds. I feel like an electric smithy is a pretty serious thing to have to power up. And we can barely power up, like, a bunch of heaters and air conditioners and stuff. To try to power up a heater with that, I don't know. That's a bit too difficult. I feel like this toxic plume is going to last actually a considerable quantity of time. In the very least, the coming months are winter, and there's actually not all that much to do outside of the colony area during the winter. Because crops basically aren't going to grow or anything. So, I mean, this is probably the best time to have a toxic plume. If one could say that there is a good time to have a toxic plume, which is a bit of a debatable one, I would have to say, but I'm sure someone could figure out a good time to have a toxic plume. Anyway, for now, that will bring us to the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Next time, we shall continue in the survival of Zeitgeist a la Kami. The toxic plume has come to end us, but no experiment in communism can be so easily defeated as to be defeated By a pathetic toxic plume, we now have carpets. Those carpets will be necessary in the current continued survival of the colony against this vicious toxic plume. But anyway, until next time, thanks for watching, and of course, as always, enjoy the rest of your day.